Right. So practicing what I preach. So accountability and taking responsibility. So I just sat here now. Well, my my staff, my employees, the guys that work for me, they did a job for me. We replaced a burst geyser for a client. Uh, quite a not that recently, maybe 3 months ago. We replaced a burst geyser for a client. Um, He's older. He asked for. He was a character. Put it that way. He's a character. Old friend of my mom's apparently. Even though he wasn't at her funeral. Which he never sent. He was such a good friend. He never phoned me to send condolences or anything along those lines. When my mom passed, even though apparently we were such good friends, managed to get a decent discount out of me by claiming to be good friends with my mom, which I thought, well, was sweet. And a pensioner. He definitely is a pensioner, and he is elderly. Sweet enough elderly gentleman, no hard feelings. He paid. Wasn't that difficult to deal with. But anyway, so my guys, they made a mistake on the job, which does happen. Plumbing, you actually have to use physical materials and go and actually do the work physically to repair or replace something. And it's easy to miss a fitting or not tighten a fitting enough, or to knock something and it looks fine, but an hour later it shoots off. But in any case, so a part that we installed, my company, my guys installed, had a slight, tiny little drip, which dripped onto this gentleman's ceiling, and he only noticed the drip or damp or water coming out of light fitting after 2 weeks. 2 weeks after we did the job, by which time the whole ceiling was buggered up. So he phoned me, and I said no problem. I went out, I replaced the damaged fitting. It was a Saturday. I came out myself, apologized to him, took ownership, took responsibility, and said we get a quote. He was very insistent he wanted his entire ceiling replaced, whether or not that's necessary. And we got a quote for, I don't know, South Africa we deal with rands, so I understand rands. 16,000 rands to replace the entire ceiling and paint it, skim it, put the downlights back. The job that I did for him was 14,000 rand, so a 14,000 rand job, but I had to buy a lot of materials and pay staff and there's petrol and there's the company running expenses. So maybe I made 1,000 rand on the job, which then goes into paying off other things, other running costs and expenses. Maybe a little bit of savings for the next week. So at most I made 1,000 rand. So then to pay 16,000 rand out of my pocket, if that was a regular occurrence, it would destroy my business. It would kill me. I couldn't do it. But what I do is I have public liability insurance, where something like this that goes wrong, I've claimed 3 times since running a business, since running a plumbing company. I had 3 of these, and so I put through the claim. Here in South Africa, I deal with Old Mutual. So Old Mutual, I have my insurance to Old Mutual. My mom worked at Old Mutual, so I'm a loyal Old Mutual customer client. That's who I go with, and they always seem to pay out, even if it takes quite a while. So got a quote for 16. Old Mutual came out. They came out and the assessor said, nope, this doesn't need to be done. That doesn't need to be done. The price is overinflated. It's not correct. We'll get one of our contractors to come out and quote. I think my glasses are a bit skewed. Look at that. So they got their own contractor to come out. And he said, well, we can do this job for 7. It makes no difference to me if it's a 16,000 rand, a 7,000 rand, 100,000 rand. My liability goes up to 250,000. And for me as a small business owner, I can't ever picture, the most a claim has ever come to is 20,000. And that was when guys drilled into a power mains. So 7,000, and it's a standard excess. So I pay a standard excess. Here, me personally, I just went on the computer and I just paid 2,500 excess. So I still made a loss on the job, but at least I didn't have to pay out 16,000 slash 7,000, and now the insurance takes care of all of that for me. It's the same as vehicle insurance. If one of my vehicles gets crashed, if the guys crash one of the vehicles, or somebody crashes into me, or they get stolen, or something falls on the vehicle, or catches fire, or a lot can go wrong. I don't have 200,000 Rand in my back pocket in my savings to go out and just buy a brand new vehicle and put shelving and roof racks and everything from money I have put away. So, or if I get sued, then the guys were the cause of the accident, and now I have to replace a vehicle and cover the other person's vehicle and the legal costs. Yeah, so that's what I do. Accountability, but with being responsible and sensible, and it's expensive. I pay 4,500 Rand insurance a month for my public liability and for the vehicle insurance, but it's an absolute lifesaver, and I have always had to claim. When you're running a business, a service industry, you're very busy, the guys are on the go, doing a lot of work, you have to have insurance. There's no way around it. You can't. At one stage I was thinking, well, how much is it a month? 4,500 Rand. If I put the 4,500, I could put it in an investment, and I could save up, and then there's the interest, and then I could be like my own insurance. But it would take me a long time to put together 200,000 Rand, and I'm not that good at saving. I'm not brilliant at saving. I've got a pension where I put a bit of money into, and I've got pensions for my guys, but I'm not good at saving money, putting money aside for a rainy day. So this is what I do, which works better for me. Okay, thank you. Cheers. Bye.